Okay, guys, this is another case study on some of these trucking companies that are just not treating their drivers right, paying them lower than minimum wage. Yes, Trans Am is a second chance company, but they need to at least be paying their drivers about $900, like $900 a week. 900 the low is like a really like 1,000 because people are grown. You have to be a certain age to go to these trucking companies, so they know they grown and they got grown bills. Trans Am trucking company accused of not paying their new drivers. So yes, they was accused of not paying their new employees and baiting them with the job and actually never paying them. Yes, they had about 6 drivers that actually accused them of doing this. And they weren't even from the same state, but maybe they was based out of the same hub. Trans Am actually holds orientation in Texas, Florida, and Kansas. And y'all know some drivers are actually traveling a great distance, like sometimes like 20, 30 hours to get to these locations of these different companies, only to be disappointed and not paid. So yes, you should be paid for orientation. That is your time. That is company time. It's like some of these trucking companies, they find any little way to not even give you a nickel or dime for stuff that should be paid. Some of these companies are literally predators. They are trying to force leases on people that really don't know nothing about business. They don't know nothing about trucking. Y'all need to be focused on training these people, not trying to force them into no lease. Baby, and I know because I truly been baited and switched plenty of times. Oh, everybody, oh, you going to get this many miles. They don't know how many miles you going to get. So that's a bait and switch right there. Or you going to make this. They don't know how much money you going to make. The trucking, it's like up and down. Trans Am had another lawsuit, but they did win this one. Again, drivers feel like they're not even getting paid minimum wage, but like I said, it was dismissed. And I feel like that's part of the reason why we can't get anywhere in the trucking industry, because nothing is really happening. They keep on being on the side of the employers most times, and they know that good and well that somebody cannot pay their rent with that. So that's why most truck drivers, they don't even have no place. So, as the man that froze to death, should you be fired if your truck doesn't have an APU or anything to keep you warm and you decide to leave the truck and abandon the load? I honestly don't know, but my thing is, why are you even allowed? Like, what? I feel like that should be illegal. Like, trucks that don't have an APU, don't have nothing to keep you warm. Like, trucks are human, aren't they? Do they not get cold? You can die from that. The truck driver had really only been driving trucks for 3 months before this happened, and it always seems like it's always a new driver. So he said outside the temperatures were about negative 27 degrees, which is really cold. I remember my heat wasn't working at Tyson Foods, and it was like 18 degrees, and I was freezing. So I can understand. I ain't gonna lie, I can understand why he left now. I don't know if he was abandoned as in he went home, or maybe he went to a hotel. Like, the situation is really messed up. He got fired because he went to go get some fuel. Like, he went to go to the gas station just to see some things, and that's quote unquote abandon the load. That doesn't really seem like Trans Am is a good company to work for. And they put abandoning the load on his deck report, which honestly, I feel like they need to just throw the deck report out. Like, if y'all not really gonna like do like a full investigation, I don't feel like a company should just be able to put whatever on there without a full investigation being done outside the company. And then putting that on there made it really hard for him to get another job. Trans Am does definitely have a lot of drivers that's interested in Trans Am, but the drivers really say that it's not a good company to work for. The training is supposed to be subpar. I think they don't even take you out with anybody at all, but they were supposed to have nice trucks, though. They were supposed to have nice trucks. I don't know about that other guy's truck breaking down. And this is one of the worst feelings ever, not having any money. And like I said, being out on the road, driving a dangerous, crazy vehicle, and then having to eat off of Love's points. That's wild. Again, the drivers are really concerned because Trans Am don't pay. Like, how are you working a job, but you really ain't got no money? $800 a week, no home time, lies all the way around. And their leasing program is a scam, and I've heard that many times. All right, so my friend that wanted this video done said, they don't teach you not a darn thing. The pay sucks. And like I said, the students be nervous since they don't do training. Now, I'm not sure if anybody gets trained at Trans Am, because I think I did hear one person said they did get trained, but then many others said they didn't. Like, they not training you, and if you hit one thing, then you're fired, which that's really, really horrible. Like, you training me. I don't like companies like that. Like, you training me, or you not training me, and then if I do one little thing wrong, then I'm fired. And a lot of the companies, yes, they just leave you stranded. I ain't gonna lie. Like, when I was doing training and like having to be with another driver and stuff like that, I don't like that, because like some of the trainers be like they gonna kick you out the truck. Personally, I'm not leaving, especially like not in the middle of no beltway or stuff like that, like in the middle of nowhere, I'm not leaving. You're gonna have to take me back to the terminal, and that can be that. But you're gonna have to call the police, And they pay extremely low. I believe it's in the 30-cent range. Trans Am Indeed review rating is very, very extremely low. It's a 2.4. Like I said, normally, like even Western Express, Swift, they got like 3-star, 3.5, 2.4. That's extremely low. And this is something that I always look at. If the pay has the lowest rating right here, it's a big no for me. They are literally working folks like a dog. They're just trying to get into the trucking industry, just trying to make some good money for their family. That's why trucking is like, it's a big sacrifice. So nobody wants to do this, and they not even getting paid at the end of the day. And like I said, 900, 1,000, cool, whatever. You gotta do what you gotta do until you can start getting paid $1,800 a week, $2,000 a week. But come on now, $800, $500, $200, like that's a big slap in the face. So this is literally not funny, but it kind of is, because it just said like, why, remember that lawsuit that we had seen earlier in this video, is basically like, y'all still doing this for like 2 months ago. Y'all literally still doing the same thing. And if it's something on their record, why not just tell them that? And why, I can't stand that. Run these people stuff before they get up there wasting their time and their money and stuff like that. Like, some people literally give up their home to go to these companies. It's their only option. It's really all they have. Definitely not a good company to work for. Do not lease. You will be broke every week. You can do better, driver. They don't care about you. Terrible company to work for. Was told a bunch of lies by recruiters and training staff to get me to sign on. They push lease on you, and you're sitting in areas and you're not getting paid for it, which is the freaking worst. I really wish the trucking industry, the transportation industry, is certain stuff that I don't like about them regarding to the pay, because I feel like if you're doing something that you should be getting paid every second of your time, especially like you can't just leave and stuff like that, or quote unquote, then you'll be abandoning their load. If somebody was like, oh, okay, well, I'm just going bobtail to Royal Farms real quick. Oh no, quote unquote, you're abandoning the load now. They are making all this money, but they're not compensating their drivers. Like, I hear companies sometimes paying $80, if you had to, like, if you get stuck somewhere, their layover pay or whatever. Like, that is crazy. $80. Y'all making all this money, but you can't pass it on to the people who's actually growing your company. That's why you really always have to have that entrepreneur mindset. Good company for getting your experience, but they're definitely going to lie about the pay. They lie about mileage. Staff is no good. They don't teach you how to properly use their system. They cut you on pay. Sometimes you'll have delays for days, and management is no good. And that's definitely disheartening, having, just been sitting there for, days, and who knows what these companies are paying. Every company pays different, but the normal of layover pay is like $100, which that's no good. You know what I mean? It could at least be 200 or 170 or something like that. But come on now. Even when I was working at Greyhound, I think if you didn't get like a run that day, they paid you like $80. Like $80. Like, yes, she was in a hotel, but still $80. Bad company and pay very low. They paid 31 cents a mile, which is crazy. They another person, they quit this because the dispatch was very rude. And dispatch will make you or break you. Like, first of all, I think these companies really need to listen to the drivers, because they'll tell you certain stuff. Oh, the dispatch doesn't care about the dispatch don't care about my money. Like, cause it's not their money. They getting their money guaranteed. Most of them, they don't care. Now, it is some good people, because when I was working at Swift, my driver leader, I felt like everybody else in the dispatch, they didn't care. Well, besides like maybe one other person. But for the majority, I really felt like my driver leader cared. But other than that, them people, they didn't care. All they care about is the load. They be acting like it's their daggone load or their daggone company. You expendable just like the driver. But yep, don't forget to like, comment. Please leave me a like and a comment, and share it with anyone that you think might need to see this. Share it in the Facebook groups. Anybody that's asking about Trans Am. And this was not a bash Trans Am type of video, but we got to tell the truth.